Okay, could you first introduce yourself?
I'm April de Haas, a lecturer here at IMED.
Could you give me your definition of love?
Oh, love is when you just feel better when the person's in the room.
My name is Elena Kanders. I'm from Georgia and I'm married to Dutch Martijn Kanders.
Breda.
And we live in Breda.
Real
Yeah.
Breda.
We are from Breda.
How long have you been together?
Yeah, it's already 2 years.
No, or more, man.
Yeah, married 2 years,
married.
but together 2.5 years. Yeah.
And how did you meet each other?
Yeah, it's a long story actually. Yeah, we met each other in Georgia. So, yeah, it's a little bit long story.
Could you make it short for us?
We met each other through my husband was working in Georgia and he wanted to learn Georgian language and I wanted to learn Dutch language, so we somehow exchanged our contacts and we first met each other, and after that actually he forgot about Georgian language and I forgot
And you
about
forgot
the
about
Dutch language.
And then
Yeah.
we learned the language of
Love. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Silke Reger. I'm a lecturer at NHTV. And yeah, what else do you need to know?
Age maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, could you give us your definition of love?
My definition of love: unconditional, no questions asked, should come easy, and not big questions. You don't have to work for it.
My name is Laura and I work at NHTV in their production house help desk.
Could you give us your definition of love?
I don't think I have a definition, but I think it's related to respect and maybe like admiration to someone.
Have you had any experiences with horrible dates that you want to share?
Oh God. Yes, I have one. I went on a date once with a guy from my French class. Like as an adult, I took adult French classes just to keep the conversation flowing. And I went on a date, and we went to like a pub restaurant, and then he got up to go to the bathroom, and I guess he had to take a massive shit because he was gone for 30 minutes and literally was in the toilet for 30 minutes and came back and was like, oh, whew. And then we continued to have the date. It was super awkward because I just kept picturing him on the toilet. And then he walked me to the subway at the end of the date and I wasn't into it. And then he lunged in and like stuck his tongue down my throat and like forced a kiss on me. It was horrible. I never called him again.
What's the most beautiful thing you were able to share together?
Yeah, our daughter. She's the most beautiful thing that has ever happened to us. So this is a love we can share with each other.
Could you maybe tell us about a horror date you might have experienced?
I might have experienced because I'm maybe years old. One of the most strange dates, and unfortunately, was a friend trying to be nice, setting me up with a guy back in Munich. And she was, you guys are so great together, and I know you're my friend, and he's my colleague, and he's awesome, and he's good looking and everything. You should meet. Okay, so we went to the cinema, and we went before the cinema, and it was awkward from the beginning on. He was not my type, we had not the same humor. We watched a movie that I actually wasn't really into, and during the film, we were sitting there, and I was watching, and I think we had some popcorn, and I don't know if you know Mr. Bean, the comedian, and like Mr. Bean, in the middle of the film there was like a tension scene and it was a bit spooky. He turned to me and went, whoa. Okay, funny. And the awkward moment was that afterwards we said goodbye, everything, and the next morning your friend asks you, how was it? He really liked you. And you think, oh God, how do I tell my friend I really did not like him? That's awkward. So it's nice if friends want to set you up. But how do you tell them if you don't like them? So that was a bit horrible. I had to tell it to her gently, and I think I went on a second date just to be friendly. But don't do that.
Maybe also a perfect date?
A perfect date. With my now husband, we went out for lunch in Vancouver, but I was meeting a friend that I hadn't seen in a really long time, so it was like a 3-person date. It was almost our first date. And then when I got back to my office after the date, he had somehow beat me back there and had flowers waiting for me on my desk. It was really sweet.
You're married then? Could you describe... Oh wait, that's how you met. Did you met like that way?
I'll tell you how we met. I met my husband in Japan at an ATM, at a bank machine, and he started to talk to me, and he was smiley and charming and making me laugh, and then we met a few days later, and then I went to visit him. He's from another country, so I went to visit him for a few weeks, and then I never went home, and that was 6 years ago. All from a bank machine in Japan, of all places.
Maybe you have also experience with a perfect date?
A perfect date.
Or how would you describe a perfect date? Maybe?
No, well, I had a perfect. I think that is a pretty perfect date with one of my ex-boyfriends when we were first dating, and he was at his place, was cooking. It was a nice meal, and as dessert, he said, "Well, I wanted to buy you some chocolate, but I didn't know which kind you like, so I bought all kinds, and there was a whole basket of chocolates. So, yay! We were together and happy for a long time."
Have you ever had any experience with a horrible date?
Yes, of course, many.
Could you tell us something about it?
Gosh, the worst one that I can remember right now was a guy. I was talking to him, and I was telling him that one day I wanted to go into a club. I was not allowed because of the way I was dressed. And he said to me, "Of course, look what you're wearing. You should wear this or this instead." And I was like, no way. Cannot be possible. I think you know, and the whole date was with comments like this. So I was like, okay, if I'm supposed to change who I am, then why are we even on this date?
Could you then maybe give us a description of a perfect date? Or have you any
A
experience
perfect
with it?
date. Well, yes, of course I've had perfect dates. I don't know. I think it's just being with someone that you feel like really comfortable with, that even if you have awkward moments, it's okay and you don't mind, or if there are silences, it's okay. Or I think that's my definition of perfect date. When it's actually not perfect and it feels fine and you feel okay.